kind of a purple teamer, so that's pretty awesome. I do, jack of all trades. I'm on a team of really amazing guys, and we handle all the infrastructure on our hospital. Servers, networking, security, pretty much everything. So, I got into IT about 10 years ago. Most recently got into InfoSec about a year ago, thanks to Mr. Dave Kennedy. Yeah, so he came in, did our pen test, and that was kind of the first idea that I got about InfoSec, and I thought that was pretty awesome, so I kind of wanted to go down that path. I started going to more security cons, and really the inspiration for my talk came from some of the other talks that I had seen there. And I just thought, this is an amazing community. Yes, sir? Reverse troll, yes. They're pretty awesome. Yeah, any chance you have to shell out the cash for not Akivant, sorry, for Trusted Sec, I highly suggest it. So you're welcome. Plug. Right, right. Oh, boo. Akivant's awesome. They're one of our sponsors. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. He's a huge diva. So let's. Yeah. So Amanda Berlin, Info Sister. I kind of already told you about me. So stuff I do. I'm a Windows admin, so I have my MCITP. I do all the stuff that nobody likes to do. So group policy, Active Directory, domain services. Group policy gets blamed for everything, so that's half of my job is trying to fix that. Jack of all trades. So purple team and phishing. I actually started a user education awareness program where we actively phish all of our users, and it's rewards based. So if they report on a phishing email, whether it's one that I send internally or one that comes from externally, like Wednesday, they reported the Trusted Sec ones that came in. They actually their name gets put into a drawing per month, per quarter, and per year, and it's actually reduced the click counts and increased all of the reports we have. We've had legitimate phishing attempts come in, make it through our email filtering that we haven't had, DNS blacklisted, actually get reported and been able to be acted upon. So it's a really cheap program, and I think that might be what my next talk will be about if this one doesn't bomb, but we'll see. So why I'm here? So Derby last year was my first con ever that I ever went to. It was amazing and kind of got me hooked. So this I think is number 5 since then, which it hasn't even been a full year. So what happened during Derby was one of the local Louisville papers put a tweet out and a Facebook thing out saying, they didn't know how they felt about all the hackers in the hotel, and being in downtown Louisville. And I didn't know that it was such a bad thing, because I'm, a nobody from, middle Ohio. I thought it was just something cool that I really wanted to get into, and I was really starting to become passionate about it. So not only the negative from everybody that didn't know about InfoSec, but the positive that came back from within the community. Like they weren't, they weren't bashing on everybody that thought we were evil. They just wanted to educate them. So that really reinforced the fact that this is something that I wanted to do, and it was a community that I wanted to be in. A really good talk that I recommend is Jason Street's Around the World in 80 Cons. That was one of the reasons that I decided to write the article that I wrote. The article was called Hackers Are People Too, and it was really for people that weren't in InfoSec, like family, friends, people that are in IT and didn't know what InfoSec was, which was me like a year ago. That got me wanting to write it. I mean, those two things. And I have a link out later, too. And then Nate, Dr. Home, was the one that convinced me to actually submit in the CFP, which I never, ever had thought I was going to do. Excuse me. And the support from everybody that thought I could stand up here and talk. So the prep. So yeah, when I start anything, I usually have like this huge giant pipe dream of how I think things should go, and I tend to be really nitpicky and anal retentive and try and get, you know, as much rolling as I possibly can. I've been told I like to spoon dry lakes, so like for example, when I was in the help desk, you know, just starting, I spent probably a year at the ISP I was at, going through all of DNS and bind and, you know, our IIS server and billing and making it perfect. That's just something that I have to do. Otherwise, my OCD just takes over. So I kind of wanted to do the same thing with this, but we'll see. So that's my article. Well, the first part anyways, because I wanted you to see some of it. It's not long, but it's just a regular blog post. I figured I wanted to start with a blog post and didn't expect it to get this far, but it's on my blog, infosister.blogspot.com. And so I tried to make it pretty to draw more people in. My idea was I wanted to get as much feedback as possible, good, bad, you know, whatever, just to see if it was something that other people would want to use or read or, you know, distribute. But I put it on Imgur. I didn't get a whole lot of attention, but I got some pretty good comments. So yeah, then I started to freak out a little bit because then my talk got accepted at GrrCon and here, and yeah, so then I was really, really super nervous, and this is actually the first time I've made it this far into my talk without saying probably, you know, 500 times. Right? It was harder than I thought. No laughing. It's too early in the morning. There's a joke in there somewhere. So I wanted to get it out. You know, I put it on Imgur. I put it on my blog. I tweeted it, Facebook, whatever. So I wanted to try and get it in the local papers. You know, just to, you know, a prequel, right? So if the paper in Louisville may have had something like this, maybe they wouldn't have been so ignorant on what we actually do, but nobody wanted to publish it. So, I mean, even local papers were putting articles out at the same point about why the Christmas lights are still up downtown. You know, like that's super important, but you know, I don't know if they just don't take articles that people write or what. So I kind of gave up on that. My director at the place that I work actually knew one of the managing editors of a local business journal. So he kind of got me in contact with him. He loved it and wanted me to start writing monthly for it because they had nobody writing anything technical related. So I compromised and I'm doing every other month just because I'm just starting and I can't handle that kind of commitment. So I figured I'd talk to people about it and see, but I don't really have many friends. I mean, I have all my online friends, but they already know what hackers are and how awesome we are. So yeah, I just use that as a opportunity and kind of a challenge to myself. So like I'd get my oil changed and I'd start talking to the dude that was changing my oil about what hackers do, and getting an X-ray, talking to the X-ray tech, and I got a lot of really cool feedback. So positive feedback. Yeah, they were happy. See, I don't know. Like you're one of the few people that gave me positive feedback. So thank you. And negative feedback. So this was kind of why why I wanted to get it in the local paper, because I hate reading our online on our online paper because of all of the posts. They're just I'm pretty sure people just sit there at home trying to think of negative things to say. So that's why I wanted it on the paper, because I knew I could fill probably 10 of these slides with negative feedback. So I got a lot of good questions. It sparked a lot of really interesting conversations. People had no idea. I mean, even people in IT and other organizations had absolutely no idea that all hackers weren't bad. So, I think we should reclaim our word, because it's pretty cool. There's all the hats. Yeah, I guess I could be considered a blue or a script kiddie. If anybody wants to put purple hat up here, that would be awesome. I haven't had time yet, so putting purple hat up on Wiki would be great. So that's a little bit about the white hat. So you know what all these hats mean, right? But there are several people that said this is going to be a great talk that I can show our sea levels, because they don't know any of this stuff exists, right? So we have blue teams at our organizations, or we should have blue teams. We should have purple teams. We should hire red teams. There's a lot of organizations that don't have sea-level backing when it comes to security, and we all know that. I'm sure we've worked for several of them. Where I work's pretty good. They tend to be more progressive when it comes to thinking about security. And the black hat, they don't care. That's the bad ones, right? The small percentage of hack. I mean, unless one of you were black hat, then I'm sorry, I guess. And the gray hat, yeah, just a mix, white and black. So, what's out there? The good things that we all do. So awesome things, right? Derby raised, 30 grand for Hackers for Charity. We raised some money arm wrestling yesterday for Hackers for Charity, so that was awesome. And this is just a small percentage. I mean, there's so much good out there that the community does. If you go to DEF CON, go give your blood. Just make sure it's not full of alcohol. Lots of stuff. Yes. You can lock people up for a small donation. There's an organization called Hack for Kids, and I think I get to that eventually. But yeah, was it Haya? You can see Haya. You can actually lock people up, and they can either pick the lock or they can wait. And all that money goes for Hack for Kids, which is a organization in Chicago that teaches kids how to do awesome stuff. So more good stuff. Yeah, Anonymous has caught pedophiles and cartels, and yeah, that's pretty awesome. There's a lot of good stuff when you search for good hackers online that they actually do. And this one's awesome, right? This is Mubik's thing, Project Mentor. Something that I started doing taught me a lot about SCADA and SQL injection, and definitely check out his site. I mean, I don't think there's a lot of people doing it, but he tries to put out a challenge or a question once a month. it's great. It's just kind of like a um, remote mentoring program. So you go and you do your research, and if you have any questions, you email him, and he has amazing feedback. And I've actually learned quite a bit. Somebody's sending me to training. Like, I don't know. I doubt you're in here because there's like 10 people. But if you are, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Martin contacted me, and he said somebody had a gift for me. So I'm getting to go to So You Want to Be a Pen Tester at Derby, which is awesome because there's no way I could have ever afforded it on my own. And, support and guidance from the community. This is... I almost switched majors to accounting. And I was in our accounting department the other day, and I'm glad I didn't, because I would have probably killed myself by now. And thought leaders. Pay attention, dude. Martin. I know. All of the wonderful thought leaders in our organization. Yes. Another really cool thing, you can't really see those links, but after the night I've had the last couple nights, we need a meeting like this. I may need a little help. But no, seriously, ShmooCon's running an AA meeting, and I believe DEF CON is too. For the people that seriously need help, these cons aren't supposed to be all about drinking. DEF CON, especially, I hear most people, well, not most people, a lot of people don't go for the talks. They go to party, and you should go to the security conference for the information you're going to learn. And there's a couple really good articles about, they don't want to fly, across the country or across the ocean to watch you stand up on stage and be drunk off your ass. And you people, because you came to my talk. That's awesome. So bad stuff, drama llamas. Gosh, stop it. I kind of wanted to do the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm glad there was a lot more good slides than bad and ugly. But I did try and combine them so it looked better. And, FUD, right? And, anybody know who that is? The dude in the corner? Sterling Riggs! The reason for my talk. Or the reason for my article, anyways. And how hackers can turn your computer into a bomb. Everybody know what FUD means? I had to look it up when I first learned about it. Right? You're uncertain? Is there a little bit of fear in there as well? So what you can do, the 10-step program, as we were already talking about AA, I figured there's a awesome way that we could do a 10-step program about how to make it so we're not evil, or how they don't, think that we're all evil anyways. So if you're organizing a con, get the local media involved. A bunch of the stuff that we did, this is the first con I've ever helped organize, so some of the things that we did were get local media, like I think the Indianapolis Star was one of them. You contact them first and let them know, hey, we're going to be at this hotel and we're doing all this awesome stuff to, educate the public and make things more secure. So if you're at a con or online, don't be a douchebag. That's should be number one, maybe. Like I said, I haven't been to very many cons, but there was a couple that I was at that, there's always that super annoying loudmouth guy that everybody tries to shy away from, in the line for the bus or, whatever. there's people that don't know what we do, so, first impressions mean a lot. Let them know why we're here. I had several conversations in the elevators about, that, hey, we're hackers and we're here, and if you have any questions, let us know. Anybody know what that newspaper is from? No? Huh? Yes! Yay! Me too. I almost put a picture of my kids up here, but I just leave them out of it. So if you're a writer for the local media, or if you happen to ever be on Fox News, or CNN, or I'm still waiting for Dave to get on the Daily Show. Like that is what I want for him, because then I might actually watch. So yeah, specify. So specify what kind of hat we're talking about. So when we talk about, hey, they hacked into my shit. Oh, it's the black hat hackers or the bad guys, because we're not. Yeah, so tweet stuff, right? I mean, really, when we tweet stuff, it's mostly only the InfoSec community that listens and reads it. But I try and keep my Facebook mostly friends and family, right? So I've been trying to be a little bit more, informational when they have anything that they put out there. And like, oh my God, they didn't hack your Facebook. Like, just because you left it open. Yeah, so start talking about what we do. I mean, to everybody, right? That's the hard part. It's hard to talk to people. People are scary, right? I mean, I don't know how I'm standing up here and talking. This is not fun. But, a lot of stuff that we do. Before a year ago, I was in IT for almost 8-9 years, and I had absolutely no idea about the InfoSec community, right? So if you go out and let people know that there's so many things that they can do if they're in IT, right? I mean, if you're in IT, you should be in InfoSec, because it's not just our responsibility for security, it's everybody's responsibility for security. So yeah, get them involved. Have your family and friends spread the word. If they work at a bank or at anywhere really, let them have security as something in their mindset that they always think about. Just because they have an awesome IT department doesn't mean that they know how to secure stuff. So point them to awesome information that they can use or they can pass along. This is one of my favorite ones. So I have a lot of canned responses, right? So if you look at my my list of signature blocks in my email, all of them are canned responses, just because it's so much easier, right? Somebody has a question about passwords, just ta-da! Like, you don't have to re-explain it again. I have some about passwords and securing down your boxes and your wireless at home, and a bunch of stuff that it's just so easy to distribute, right? A lot of times they just think we're in IT and they think they want you to fix their computer when it's full of spyware, but they need to know we do so much more than that. See, hack for kids, right? Go out, put somebody in handcuffs, but make sure you pay for it first. Other things you can do for the children. Volunteer to speak at a college or a high school, or something to get it out there before they get taught all the wrong practices, right? One of my proud mom moments was pretty awesome not too long ago. One of the teachers at my son's middle school, so he's 12, my oldest is 12, wanted to know what his password was. And he wouldn't tell her. I that was an interesting phone call, right? And yeah, I explained to him why she probably needed it, and that was the right call, and maybe we shouldn't give it to her. I don't know. But his password was actually secure after he gave it to me. It was awesome. I mean, it wasn't 20 characters or anything, but 12 characters, upper lowercase, and a number and a special character. That's pretty awesome. And he's getting it. Like he's not super interested in security, but he doesn't have to be. Like that's just stuff everybody should do. And yeah, this is something that all of our kids can use, right? I mean, or give to their friends. So show your passion. This is the hard part again, right? Eve had a really good talk about how to use every opportunity as a social engineering experiment, right? I think it was her and Johnny's talk, but I didn't get to see him present. But she talked about how if you're going out for an interview or if you just want to practice, social engineering somebody, use an interview as that opportunity. Use every interaction with a person as an opportunity. Just practice talking to people, I guess. The hardest part for me is that initial, going up to somebody that you've never met before and saying hi. I'm getting a lot better. I'm kind of breaking out of my shell. But it takes a lot of practice because, I mean, I'm nice to my friends, kind of. Right, Mike? No. There's not enough people in here really for me to do this, but I kind of, I was going to take this from Secure Holio, and he said he took it from Radis, where you kind of just take a minute and say hi to the person next to you and tell them about what you do, but nobody's in here. Because my talk started at 9. Because somebody moved my talk. So this was actually supposed to fill like 5 minutes, because I'm not talking too fast, right? Hurry, talk to each other. This is really uncomfortable. Depends. Yes, we're all awesome. Like P.F. Chang's. Yay! Give him a hand. They're all in the cloud. Exactly. Yeah, volunteer. Yay! Because without volunteers, this wouldn't happen. Go to hell. There was no question in there. I don't know what you're talking about. Uh, so yeah, random acts of infosec. Exactly what he was talking about. Pro bono stuff, volunteering. Just tackle the person on the street. I don't know. Just come up with something. Awkward. Yes, that's on here. Awkward hugs for everybody. Charity organizations, churches, they have no budget for security, right? They usually have a small network, but daycares, good idea. Yes, definitely. With all the pictures of the children. So this is like a repeat, kind of. The other ones don't be a douchebag in general. This one's don't be ass to your users, right? Um, our help desk is sometimes called the helpless desk. I hope none of them watch this. Some of them are good, right? But the rest of them, your users don't want to call, right? Because they don't want to talk to people who are rude and obnoxious and think they know it all. So don't be pretentious. Don't, make them feel like they're the stupid ones. That's not their job, right? It's our job to teach them simple steps to be more secure, right? It's not our job to make them feel stupid so they don't want to be. And to sum it up, ta-da! I'm not going to read all those. And that's it. How am I doing on time? Yes, I made it 37 minutes. So I didn't talk long enough, but this is my first time. I'm sorry. So if you enjoyed it, buy me a drink after everything's done, right? And if you didn't, you can still. Because I'm going to need it. I might go take a nap first, though. There's my contact and questions. Anybody? Is it okay? Right? Good? Good feedback? Yay! That's it. You're